Absolutely not. What I mentioned earlier was that an opportunity should be one that stretches you, but does not destroy your peace. See, with every opportunity that comes, there are lots and lots of uncertainty. You're going to pursue something, you don't know the outcome of it at the end of the day, but you have a purpose, you have a goal. There's a reason why you're pursuing this opportunity. And if it's to get that scholarship, I believe that what you're going through, as what you're calling stressful, are the processes that you're going to go through to get to apply for this scholarship. But what is really, it's really, I have had to delay a lot of things in my life. For example, I have delayed to start a family because I wanted to first pursue my education, okay, and be done with that, and then jump into the next thing, okay. I have also had to have opportunities in the workplace, so many opportunities present themselves where I work. You get people that are trying a real problem. All right, there's this opportunity, it has presented itself. This is my issue right now. If I pursue that opportunity, is it solving that problem that I have got, or that real problem in that moment? Okay. The other thing is that it definitely should align with your vision. We oftentimes just cruise through this world without knowing where we want to go, without knowing what we want to achieve tomorrow. Why am I really here? Okay, what is my purpose? What is my vision? If that opportunity does not align with my vision at that moment, that is one of the frameworks that I use to evaluate whether it's the right one or it's the wrong one.
According to my research, an opportunity is any circumstance that is favorable to an individual, favorable in the sense of helping you become a better version of yourself, helps you create value, helps you add something good to your life. So I was thinking to myself, if an opportunity doesn't give me all these options, does it cease to be less of an opportunity? Catherine, what are your thoughts on this?
So thank you, Mr. Pecho, for that amazing observation on opportunity. So my observation and my take on opportunity is anything that aligns with your long-term goals, your values, and current season in life. You see, not every opportunity is the right opportunity. Yeah, sometimes the best opportunity is not the loudest or the most glamorous, but the one that moves you closer to your purpose in life. So if an opportunity answers questions like, does it create growth for me, or does it solve a real problem, does it align with my vision, or does it stretch me without destroying my peace, then I believe that that is the best opportunity.
You mentioned that an opportunity should not be stressful. Now, I'm thinking about the several times I have been faced with an opportunity and I had to go through certain processes. Where, for example, for a scholarship, I have to apply. Some of them you have to write aptitude tests and a whole lot of processes. And trust me, that is stressful. But does that seize it from being an opportunity or a worthwhile opportunity for that matter?
Absolutely not. What I mentioned earlier was that an opportunity should be one that stretches you, but does not destroy your peace. See, with every opportunity that comes, there are lots and lots of uncertainties. you're going to pursue something, you don't know the outcome of it at the end of the day, but you have a purpose, you have a goal. There's a reason why you're pursuing this opportunity. And if it's to get that scholarship, I believe that what you're going through, as what you're calling stressful, are the processes that you're going to go through to get to apply for this scholarship. But what it's really doing is stretching you, to attain that goal that you want to attain, to attain that purpose. I wouldn't really call it stressing, but it is something that would make you get out of your comfort zone for a bit, just to attain that goal. I always tell people that if something does not stress you, or if it doesn't feel like it's stretching you, then it does not feel like it's the right thing. Because at the end of the day, something that is valuable should be something that stretches you to move beyond your potential to be able to attain it. So for me, stretching myself to get to a point where I have to apply for a scholarship and I'm going through all these processes, I believe that is very key, and it will give me that purpose, and I would see value in that thing that I am trying to pursue. So I wouldn't really put it as stress, but I would put it as something that enables me to open up, stretch me beyond my potential to be able to attain that opportunity that I'm trying to attain.
Okay, wow, that's so insightful. An opportunity, if it doesn't take you out of your comfort zone, is not really doing much good to you. Okay, so how do you personally?
I believe not.
Okay, so how do you personally define a worthwhile opportunity? If there are lots of opportunities out there, how are you going to select a particular one which falls in line for you? And how should I go about it?
Okay, so I love that question. Personally, I would distinguish between opportunities that are destructive and opportunities that are not destructive. One way of distinguishing an opportunity from a distraction actually is by asking yourself, will this still matter, or will it still be relevant in 5 years? Okay, I believe that distractions normally feed on urgency and ego, while genuine opportunities will create sustainable value. All right, so I would possibly look at this in several ways. For example, I'd look at opportunity aligning with strategy. Okay, an opportunity must align with strategy for it not to seem destructive. A genuine opportunity aligns with strategy. And then also, distractions create a lot of noise and scattered focus. There is a lot of noise around something that isn't genuine, something that is not a good opportunity. There's an urgency to get it sold. For example, if you're trying to sell something that is fake, there's an urgency to try and sell it quickly. There's so much noise around it, there's so much hype around it, and they're packaging it in such a way that it's seeming like the most, the best opportunity that you've ever come across. I always believe that something that is valuable is something that doesn't make noise. It is something that is subtle. It is something that you can actually almost miss, and yet it is actually there. So for me, if somebody asked me how to differentiate a genuine opportunity from a destructive opportunity, I would look at it in those ways. Opportunity also require commitment. When something comes your way, you must be committed to attain it. You must be committed to it for it to be able to produce the result, that you want it to produce. While distractions actually rely on hype and impulse. So there's a lot of hype, there's a lot of noise, a lot of noise around something that isn't genuine. It's going to attract people. There's a lot of hype around it. A lot of people are going to want to partake of it, but it's going to be on impulse. It's not going to be a thought through process. Okay, they're not going to go through a process that they won't even let you go through that process, because there's just so much hype around it. It looks so attractive that you will not have time to think. You'll not have time to wait and do some research about it, do some fact finding around it. So anything that is destructive will always have so much hype around it. Anything that is destructive is going to cause a lot of noise, create a lot of noise. There's going to be a lot of scattered focus around it. Whereas something that is genuine will align with your strategy, and it will require commitment. So if there's anything that you have to go through to sift through an opportunity from a distraction, look for something that is subtle, something that is almost not there, something that is almost unbelievable. It is there, but it isn't. There's just the way it is. So that there is a way to differentiate a genuine opportunity from one that is destructive.
Wow, that's very insightful. But I have some concerns, Miss Catherine. So I've seen this quote around where they say when it feels very risky to jump, that's when you jump. And it's a way to kind of motivate you to go for things that on a usual day or on a normal day you wouldn't, but you are trying to grasp the moment and take full advantage of it. So in relation to an opportunity, where you mentioned that most genuine opportunities are not loud, they are subtle, that like a lot of people are not around it. Yes. So what if, let's say, in the industry of finance, where cryptocurrency is going high and high, there's a spike in the industry, and a lot of people are on it, and I want to go into this. What would you advise? The industry is good, yet there are lots of people hopping on the trend or on that opportunity. So how do I personally distinguish it as an industry spike or a distraction?
If I've got you right, sometimes you're saying that the opportunities are actually
genuine, and there is a lot of hype and noise around them.
Okay.
Yes. Now there's a moment. Let me talk about timing. In as far as an opportunity is concerned. There are good opportunities, okay? But is it good for you at that time in your life, or in your circle of life, or in where you are currently in your life? Is that opportunity the right opportunity? There are opportunities that we've seen out there that are genuine, but as a person or as somebody who is seeking one, there are moments when it is genuinely a good opportunity, it's out there, but does it align with where you are currently? That is something that is very key when you want to differentiate a destructive opportunity from a genuine opportunity. I'm not saying that all destructive opportunities are actually fake opportunities. I am saying that there's a moment when it's going to distract you when you are actually not ready for it. Okay? So evaluate yourself. Am I ready for this opportunity? Do I have the capacity? Do I have the energy? Is it the right time for me to pursue this opportunity? Okay? It could be out there. It is genuine, but there's a lot of noise around it. But for you, as somebody who is looking for an opportunity, it may actually not align with you at that particular time in your life. Okay? There are opportunities that may not have aligned with you 5 years ago. And there's an opportunity that will not align with you right now, and it should align with you maybe 5 years to come or 3 years to come. So those two are there. But we should be very mindful of differentiating one that is destructive in the moment from the one that is actually genuinely aligned for you at the right time.
So if I got what you said, you're saying to weigh the options and see where I am currently in life and see how best they align with where I'm going or where I am at currently.
Yes.
Okay. So my next question will be that with every opportunity comes risk and rewards. So how do I go about an opportunity with both uncertain risk and rewards?
Opportunities definitely have risks. Yeah, there's nothing in life that doesn't have risks. But what you should be asking yourself is, what am I going to gain? Or the question is whether the opportunity is worth the potential outcome and the learning experience. There are certain few things you must evaluate in as far as opportunities are concerned, especially the risk involved in any opportunity. So first, evaluate the financial risk. What is the financial implication of this opportunity if I decide to take it up? Okay? And then also consider the emotional or the mental cost. What is this opportunity going to cost me in terms of mentally or emotionally? Am I ready for it? Am I in the right state of mind to take on this opportunity? Am I doing it from the right point of view? Am I not doing it? Am I doing it out of fear? Am I doing it out of genuine need? Or am I doing it because of peer pressure? Because somebody is doing it, I also want to jump into the bandwagon. So how I would advise somebody to assess the risk is also assess the timing and the capacity. Okay, like I said earlier, is the opportunity aligning with where you are right now in your life? Is it the right opportunity for you right now? If I have just had a child 2 weeks and then an opportunity comes that I have to leave my child and I have to go and work maybe in a country, are those two aligned? Is it aligning with where I am right now and what I want to be achieving? I want to be raising my child. I want to make sure my child is breastfed and is able to grow up to be an adult, healthy child. I'm definitely going to weigh those options before I make that kind of decision. Okay? And then, do I have the capacity to handle it? Do I have the right financial resources? Do I have the right mindset? Am I well equipped to handle this opportunity? Maybe education wise, maybe mentally, is it something that aligns with me? Then also ask yourself, what failures would teach you? See, no, you're not going to succeed in every opportunity. It actually could be the right opportunity, but you may not succeed at first. So what lesson is it going to teach you? What lesson is the failure going to teach you? So if I'm weighing risk against reward, I am going to look at all these questions and advise somebody to really evaluate themselves, evaluate the environment, evaluate everything they have around them in order for them to be able to make the right opportunity. Am I taking the risk and actually receiving the award that aligns with it? Because the reward can also be the lessons that you have learned from the failure. You will fail, but you've learned something out of it. So that is really my take on risk and reward.
Indeed, failure is the best teacher, they say. That's very true. So you mentioned some key points, opportunity cost. And per my simple or layman's understanding, opportunity cost is simply what you forgo for choosing a particular decision. So if you have A and B,
Yeah.
if you choose A, the opportunity cost for you is your B, right? So you get to not partake from what B has to offer because you chose A. So now my question is, how do you handle the rejection or results or risk that comes with taking one decision and forgoing the other? Because I've been faced with several instances where I had the opportunity to join something, but weighing the options, I let go, and later I was regretting not going in for that opportunity. So how do you individually manage those kinds of situations?
So, Ms. Perpetua, like you said, opportunity cost is an automatic yes, is a no to something else, right? As soon as you say yes to one thing, you've definitely said no to something else. So I personally would say that, saying yes to one project may cost time. Let's say an example. Saying yes to one project may actually cost time with my family. Like I told you earlier, like I made an example earlier, I say, If, for example, I've just had a child and then this opportunity presents itself where I have to leave my child and go and work, I am going to weigh that opportunity based on where I am at that time in my life. I am a mother. I've just had a child. My goals actually do not align with leaving the country and leaving my child here. My goals and my immediate purpose is to raise my child. Okay? So evaluate where you are in your life at that moment and see whether it aligns with the opportunity that has presented itself. Let's also say saying yes to fast money. It may delay your long-term goals. Yeah? Fast money may delay your long-term goals. If an opportunity presents itself and it is so enticing, there is so much money in it, and my saying yes is actually going to delay my long-term cost, my long-term goals. Let's also look at opportunity. Opportunity could also cost people who think beyond immediate reward. If, for example, I am presented with an opportunity now, it is going to delay or it is going to cost me that I would have learned if I had taken my time to evaluate this opportunity. So every time an opportunity presents itself, or every time you say yes to one thing, you're most definitely saying no to the other thing. And my only advice is evaluate where you are. Does it align with me right now? Is it something that I've really wanted? Does it align with my goals? Does it align with my values? And then if all those answers are actually yes, then yes, you can pursue that opportunity. But let's not forget that, like I also mentioned earlier, timing is very key. When an opportunity presents itself right now, it may not align with you in that moment, yeah, but it actually could align with you in a few years to come. So you said there are times when you have had to forego one thing and then realize that you forewent actually turned out to be something that turned out to be greater than what you actually went in for. But that moment, the moment you waited for the other option, that was your purpose and that was your goal at that moment. Okay? You did not go for the other option and you forewent the other option to go for this option because this option is what was actually aligning with you at that moment. So that is how I would evaluate opportunity cost.
All right. So on a personal level, Catherine, I would want to know what's one opportunity you said no to and what it cost you.
I have had to delay a lot of things in my life. For example, I've delayed to start a family because I wanted to pursue my education, okay, and be done with that, and then jump into the next thing, okay. I have also had to forego opportunities in the workplace, you know. So many opportunities present themselves. Where I work, you get people that are trying to headhunt you and take you to their organization. And I have had to evaluate so many things in as far as how far I have come in this particular organization. Remember, whenever an opportunity presents itself, there is no certainty. You don't know how it's going to pan out. As human beings and personally as me, we all have had a moment of comfort where you feel like you want to be in the area that is more familiar than something that is uncertain. So I've had to make my decision and take opportunities, okay, and forego opportunities because I was scared of the unknown. It is definitely uncertain. You can never know. You know, there's always questions around uncertainty. Am I going to make it? How is it going to turn out? What if they're just trying to get me out of my job because there's been a competition for them and they're going to waste my time? There's just so many things that go into our minds when it comes to a moment of evaluating and deciding whether to take up this or take up the other. But all in all, I can't say that I've regretted, because everything that I've had to do, I have done it with an open-mindedness, and I have done it from a point of I am comfortable with this and I'm comfortable with my situation. And I can also tell you one thing is that most of the times I have made decisions because I have made decisions on my own. Okay, I have looked at me. I have not done it because such and such a person has done it. I'm not doing it because so and so is doing it. I have done it on my own in order for me to be accountable for my mistakes. If it was a mistake that I made, I shouldn't have to stand and blame someone else. Oh no, you misled me into this and all. No, I am independent, and independently I make a decision that impacts my life, such that tomorrow I am accountable for all of my decisions that I have made in my life. So that is how I have maneuvered that.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Wow. So I would also like to know, I believe opportunities are all about taking decisions. If you are faced with an opportunity and you don't take a decision, it's going to pass you by, because I believe every opportunity comes with some kind of deadline or time zone to it. So I want to ask you how to deal with indecisiveness as an individual who is faced with opportunities that are going to help me, that align with my path and everything, just that I'm indecisive on where to go to. So how do I go about a situation like this?
All right, if I get you right, if somebody wanted to take up an opportunity and they were not sure whether it's going to work or it's not going to work, let's talk about me. There are times when I get frustrated, I know that this opportunity is good, okay? And I have been in it. I know I have done it. And I know that it's something that is actually going to be beneficial for the other person as well, okay? It frustrates me so much when somebody does not take up an opportunity simply because they did not research it. They did not take time to understand what it is. You see, many times people do things from a point of influence, because someone else is doing it, I should also come and do it, okay? Because Miss Catherine is doing it, I trust her, she always makes the right decisions, she always makes the right judgments, so I should come and also do it. Oh no, she has not taken it up this time, so I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's a good thing for me to do. We're not the same people. We are different, okay? We have different goals in life. There are things that I value that you don't value, and then there are things that are good opportunities, but someone simply has let it go because they're just lazy as well, because they're going to think there's too much work to be done there. So I don't think that aligns with me right now. You get somebody and you are guiding them through something, and then midway the process, they fall out of the process, okay? So I would advise anybody that wants to take up an opportunity that follow your instincts. They don't lie, okay? There are times when you feel it. You feel that this is actually the right opportunity for me to take up. And you see, we are humans. We always give so many excuses. They're going to come up with all kinds of excuses. Oh, I don't have money right now. Or I am still at school. Or I'm still doing this. But you see, there are people out there that take up this, then take up that, and they take up this. And for some reason, they're able to juggle everything together. So the thing about us missing the right opportunity in one shot, I am just going to simply say, is fear, and fear of the unknown, okay? But I believe that fear, there are two types of fear. There is the healthy kind of fear that will enable you to grow, okay? And then there is the unhealthy kind of fear that is going to stifle your progress in life. Okay? So, fear is the one emotion that has stifled a lot of people, but also laziness. If you don't want to find out something more about something because you're scared about it, how are you ever going to make a step? Okay? At some point, we should stop being cowards and just step in and then wait for what's going to happen. And that's exactly how things have happened for so many people. Me personally, okay? There are points when I have done things, or there are things that I have done that I did not know. I wasn't certain about how it was going to go. But then I get in there, and that is where the certainty now starts to come. I start to realize that, oh wow, this actually works. If I do it this way, this is going to work. So basically, I can conclude by saying fear is the main enemy of progress, and it's the one thing that has stifled people from taking up the right opportunities at the right time when they present themselves.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I think I've gotten an answer to a long time question I've been asking. But in your earlier submission, you also mentioned about the fact that researching an opportunity before going into it. And in the latter part of the submission, there was a part of following your instinct. So I'm faced with doing this research, and there are lots of false news online, false information online, and I come up to a false information, and my instinct is telling me to go for it. In this situation, do I believe my instincts, follow my instincts, or adhere to what the research is saying towards or regarding that particular opportunity?
Mr. Fisher, we are human beings that actually feel things. I can assure you that.
Have you ever
felt just out of the blue that something was not right? And something
definitely does not, and something definitely wasn't right. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, for me, personally, I know that if it feels uncomfortable, if there's even one slight discomfort about how I am feeling, how something has made me feel, okay, then for me it's a no. Immediately, because there is that feeling that I don't know how to explain it, but there's a way that something just does not feel right. Have you ever been in that situation?
Yeah.
So that's exactly what
I think
this is exactly
what that's
about. Because besides
the fact that we need to do our own fact finding and try to find the right reasons to do things, and these days there's a lot of stuff online. People can do, you can go read reviews about stuff, you can go and read stuff, but also at the back of our minds we know that there's actually false information also out there. Okay, so I'm not going to only rely on false information that I see. I'm going to want to get deeper into this situation, and if it doesn't cost my life, I am going to jump right into it and tell myself, here I am, so let's see what's going to happen. That is how so many of my decisions have been made as me. Okay, I have once had a terrible scare when I was once working in a different country, and there in that country they used to keep rights while driving. While I was driving, a motorcycle guy came from nowhere and knocked me. Now, I was gripped by so much fear, and I told myself one thing, that if I do not drive on this road again, I am not going to drive on this road again. So the next day, I was right back on the road, telling myself I am overcoming my fear. I'm overcoming that terror of, it's so scary. You're in a different country, it's a different language, you've just gone there and you do something like that. Nobody's going to favor you. In fact, the man knocked me, and it seemed like I'm the one who had knocked them. So with everything that transpired, I should not have even ventured back on that road. But I told myself, if I don't jump right back into this road and make sure I drive on it, I'm never going to drive on this road again. And therefore, there are moments when our instincts guide us, And then they're supplemented by what we research, the facts that we try to find about certain situations, about opportunities, about the decision that you have made. So for me, I would think that the two actually align. It is what you feel in the moment and what you read or whatever else you find out. When those two do not align, then I do not take that opportunity. But if they both align, then I will jump right into it and tell myself, not everything is certain in life. Even waking up in the morning and going to work, you're not sure whether you're coming back home. Yeah? But you still do it. That is the faith that we put in ourselves every day and believe in every day that this is going to work. So some of the opportunities that we have found ourselves jumping into, some of the things that we found ourselves doing, we've just done it by faith. You've just jumped there and been like, okay, here I am, guide me. Okay? So that is how I have managed to go through and evaluate whether this is the right opportunity because my instinct tells me so or not.
I'd like to know your take on this statement. Are opportunities discovered, are they created, or both?
Opportunities, I believe, are both. You can create an opportunity for yourself, or an opportunity. You can actually discover an opportunity. Now, why do I say this? There are certain things or certain situations we put ourselves into on a daily basis. If you're a curious person, if you're somebody that loves to learn, if you're somebody that loves to create things or innovate things, then you find yourself creating for yourself an opportunity because of the curiosity within you, or because of the creativity within you that would like to create something. Okay, when you create something, you create an opportunity. Now, there are those opportunities that are discovered that are not created by you, but it's something that could have been presented to you by somebody because they felt like it was a good opportunity for you at that time. I believe that it goes both ways. I can create an opportunity for myself based on where I am, based on what I want to do, based on my purpose, based on my goals, based on my values. And also, somebody out there can identify an opportunity that they feel aligns with me wherever they have discovered me. So opportunities definitely go both ways. They can be created and they can be discovered.
So, in your experience, I would want to know what you think separates people who capitalize on opportunities from people who miss them.
People who capitalize on opportunities are mostly people who have discovered an opportunity. Okay? You're not creative, your mind is not telling you to do this, your mind is not discovering anything, but you're just at the moment where an opportunity presents itself and it aligns with what you want to do at that time. Now that is somebody, once you feel like this is the thing that I have been waiting for all my life, you will capitalize on that opportunity with your life. Now, the people that create the opportunity, there is no way you can create an opportunity that does not align with you. First of all, you're going to create an opportunity because you sought it, then you're going to engage in that opportunity. And then when you've engaged in that opportunity and you have realized that it is a good opportunity, and so you put it out there, and then people will come and capitalize on it. Somebody who capitalizes on an opportunity is somebody who has found something that they have long looked for, something that they discover that I have been looking for this thing. This thing actually feels like it is mine. So once that happens to them, they will put in their blood and sweat to make sure that they capitalize on every tiny little bit of that opportunity. That is how I would definitely differentiate people who capitalize on opportunities from the ones that have created the opportunity.
My next question to you would be that Can pursuing an opportunity be more damaging to an individual and good for another?
Everything is a learning experience in life. I mentioned earlier that opportunities or anything or decisions that we make are definitely, most of the times, they are very, very uncertain. I will say that pursuing the wrong opportunity is not damaging because of the life lessons that I'm going to learn from pursuing it. It is going to teach me that this was not the right opportunity. It is going to teach me that this opportunity did not align with your values. This opportunity did not come at the opportune moment. That wasn't the right time for it. I am going to be able to learn that at this point in my life, with the goal that I have set and the opportunity that I'm pursuing, there is definitely a mismatch. So a wrong opportunity is going to help me to learn that it was not the right one in order for me to pursue the right opportunity. It's going to give me a moment of realization, a moment of discovery, a moment of no, this wasn't the right one. Okay, so I am going to value the lessons that I'm going to learn from pursuing the wrong opportunity, and then it will guide me to the right opportunity. And like I mentioned earlier, that if an opportunity is not sustainable, if it's something that I look at and I tell myself that, is this going to matter 5 years from now? For some reason, if it does not matter 5 years from now, I will discover it along the way. It is something that will definitely come to you. It will just appear to you from nowhere that this is the wrong opportunity, because for some reason you pursued it, and in 2 years it has ended. In 2 years, it's no longer making sense. It's no longer as exciting as it was when you first joined it. It is definitely, there is no roadmap to it. There is nowhere that it's leading you. So the wrong opportunity, I do not think would be damaging because of the life lessons that it's going to teach me in order for me to know when to pursue the right opportunity when it presents itself.
Can a person's strength, because most of the time when we are going in for an opportunity, we are told to go in for what comes easy to us, what we are good at, which is our strengths. So can someone's strength, or can an individual's strength, blind them from the opportunities that better suited them?
Okay, so Ms. Patricia,
self-awareness is very important. It definitely helps us to understand our strengths, our weaknesses, priorities, limits. Okay? Without self-awareness, people often chase opportunities that look externally good, but inside conflicting. Okay? It conflicts them internally. So it's important for us to realize, or first evaluate, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, what are my limitations, before we take on an opportunity. It's important to understand whether you're pursuing the opportunity out of fear, whether you're pursuing the opportunity out of desperation, whether you're pursuing it out of peer pressure. Understanding your strengths, your weaknesses, your limitations in as far as an opportunity is concerned, on whether you're going to be able to pursue it and see it through to the end, is very, very important. So I believe that we must be self-aware. You must be self-aware that it is something that you're going to be able to actually give your time. For example, you may accept a leadership opportunity before developing the emotional resilience for leadership, or for leadership pressure. So if I do not know what my weakness is, I'm not going to be able to do a good job. If I know what my weakness is, I am going to make sure that I turn that weakness into a strength. Okay? If I know what my strength is, I know where I'm going to capitalize with my strength to make sure that that opportunity comes to fruition. If I know what my limitations are, the energy, the time that I'm going to have to put in, the finances that I'm going to have to put into an opportunity, if I know what they are, then I would know when to pursue the opportunity, whether to pursue it at that time or delay it a bit until I am ready, despite the fact whether it's the right opportunity at that moment.
So I'm supposed to know my weaknesses and my strength, and based on those findings, take a decision on which opportunity to go in for. All right. So,
Absolutely.
Miss Catherine, have you ever turned down an opportunity that everybody thought was foolish? Sorry for my words, my language, but sometimes our parents, there are these opportunities that come along the way in business, sometimes in marrying your life spouse, and they think one person is better than the other, and you are faced with the option of choosing option A or option B. So has there been ever a time in your life where you went in for a particular option where people thought was unwise, and what was your response and how did you manage the situation?
So I remember I mentioned
to you earlier that I have always done things my way. I have not let anybody influence my decisions. There are certain things that I have even done without telling a single person about it. But I have been confronted with a situation where I have had to make a decision, definitely, where everybody thought, no, that is definitely not the right decision right now. Or that is definitely not the right opportunity right now. But I have been guided through it, and I have come through it because I was self-aware when I was taking up that opportunity. And what comes with self-awareness is accountability. Like I mentioned earlier, I am aware that I'm taking the wrong decision at this moment, but whatever happens, I am fully accountable for the result. Okay, I have, because a few people or no person actually influences my decision, I have been able to sail through it quite easily because I have nobody telling me, I told you so. It is just me telling myself, I told you so. But no one is up in my face telling me, you know what, this wasn't the right thing. Why did you do it? How could you do this? How could you go for that opportunity? How could you do that? No. It's important for all of us to know what we want in life. It is very easy for people to dissuade you from the things that are important, okay? From the things that you feel are important for you at that moment. If you know yourself and you know what exactly you want to be achieving or what you want to have achieved within a certain timeline, there is going to be a lot of talk about all the bad decisions that you're going to make. But the reason why you're going to sail through it is because you have a goal and a purpose that you're pursuing that nobody else knows. It is just you and your goal and your purpose and your timeline. Okay, so if you're self-aware and you're aware that this is the consequence of taking this, but because I have personally made that decision and I have made it based on my goals in life, what I want to have achieved within a certain period of time, then it shouldn't be hard for you to sail through it, even if it's the wrong decision. We're back to the point where I say everything is a learning experience. Once it's not the right one, it will lead you back to the right one. All the lessons that you've learned from making the wrong decision will lead you back to the right decision.
All right. All the wrong decisions you take will lead you on the path to the right one.
to the right one.
Okay, great. Celine, what are some red flags that suggest an opportunity should be avoided?
All right. So some of the red flags that I believe that an opportunity that suggests that an opportunity should be avoided is that if you're busy chasing a trend, that's number one. Okay. This has come up. Everybody is following it. I should also follow it. No. There are definitely red flags when it comes to anything that presents itself as a trend. If you don't know anything about it, why are you even following it in the first place? Get to know it first, and then you will understand it and be able to pursue it. Opportunities which cause a lot of excitement, okay? there's a lot of hype, there's a lot of excitement around it, there's all this talk about it, there's this about it, is definitely a red flag. Definitely a red flag for me. And then things like saying yes too quickly, okay? It again boils back to, have I done some discovery? Have I understood what I am pursuing? Is it something that I want to do at this point in time? Okay? So those are some of the things that I would tell myself, this is definitely a fake opportunity. And the other thing is that people confuse busyness with progress. Okay? Anything that is fake is going to have a lot of hype around it, a lot of energy around it, there's always something, there's always a red flag around that kind of opportunity. So people will be busy doing it, but are you really seeing tangible progress in as far as that opportunity is concerned? So I tell myself all the time that there are mistakes that people make. And the biggest mistake that people make is pursuing every opportunity that does not deserve immediate action. Okay? If an opportunity is out there and it does not deserve immediate action, there is something definitely wrong with that opportunity. So the mistakes that people make in pursuing opportunities is chasing trends, is ignoring the red flag because of excitement around it, is overestimating the reward and underestimating the efforts around it. Okay? There's that hype of, you're going to get rich quick now. There's money, come, join it, it's this, it's that. In 2 months, I made this, I did that. If the effort is not, there's no effort at the back end to propel the reward, there is definitely a red flag there. Okay? There should be tangible, there should be visible efforts that somebody makes towards receiving an award or something that, you should be rewarded for the efforts that you put in. If it's not, there's no effort around it, there is something definitely wrong with it. So that is definitely some of the mistakes that people make when evaluating opportunities.
So if you were to create a framework for evaluating opportunities, what would be the 3 non-negotiable criteria?
So for me, the framework that I definitely
develop to define a good opportunity is, does it align with strategy? Does it create growth? Those are some of the questions that I can ask myself. Then does it solve a real problem? All right? There's this opportunity, it has presented itself. This is my issue right now. If I pursue that opportunity, is it solving that problem that I have got, or that real problem in that moment? Okay? The other thing is that it definitely should align with your vision. We oftentimes just cruise through this world without knowing where we want to go, without knowing what we want to achieve tomorrow. Why am I really here? Okay, what is my purpose? What is my vision? If that opportunity does not align with my vision at that moment, that is one of the frameworks that I use to evaluate whether it's the right one or it's the wrong one. And then lastly, is it something that is going to make me uncomfortable? If there's a lot of discomfort around it, if it's something that is going to make me compromise my values, then I will also evaluate a good opportunity based on that. Does it make me compromise my values? Is it solving a real problem? Is it creating value or creating growth around? And is it aligned with my vision or purpose?
So before we go, I'd like you to recommend one book for anyone listening to us that has really helped you in your journey.
I have most definitely been helped a lot by the Rich Dad Poor Dad book. I don't even know how many times I bypassed the shelves in the bookshop every time I entered and passed that book without giving it a second eye. I just kept passing it and passing until, and for some reason, it was always there. It was always right there. Every time you turn, the book is there. Every time you're like, what is it about the Rich Dad and the Poor Dad? What is the problem? Until I got an opportunity to go through it in detail, I can tell you that I have got so much insight. I feel reborn. Like, where have I been? Why did I know this? Why did I not even touch this book when I saw it, when every time I passed it? So for me, that book has really transformed my life, and I try as much as possible to live by it every day. It's a book that got me thinking, I should have done this earlier. Where was everybody around me to tell me about this? Okay. So it got me thinking, it got me changing my mindset, and I live by it on a daily basis. Ever since I discovered it, there is no turning back. That is my book there.
Thank you very much for your great insights and your sharing. God richly bless you.
Wow. Bless you too, Mr. Perucho. The pleasure is all mine. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.